Multiyear Glory kickboxing champion Alex Pereira signed the UFC contract. He posted a video on the Instagram mentioning he is very happy to be the part of the UFC family.
Hello guys, now it's official. UFC, thank you. I'm so happy to be part of the family.
Alex Pereira is the one and only fighter who knocked out Israel Adesanya. He will be fighting on UFC middleweight division, where Israel Adesanya is the current champion. NCAA D1 champion and Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson signed the WWE. He tweeted on the Twitter, "Just put the pen to paper." Gable Steveson wanted to join the UFC, but UFC do not show enough interest to sign him into the UFC. Former undisputed cruiserweight and heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield and former UFC champion Vitor Belfort took a part in a media workout on Wednesday. 58 years old, former heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield stepped in on very short notice as a replacement for Oscar De La Hoya, who tested positive for COVID-19. Evander Holyfield and 44 years Vitor Belfort card take a place on Saturday, September 11th. Darren Till head coach Colin Heron told that Till completely tore his ACL muscles before the Derek Brunson fight. Darren Till coach Colin Heron explained, "It happened about 9 weeks out. Wrestling, we got it scanned. Look it properly. The result came out as a completely torn ACL. So he's out, isn't he? That was the advice from me and the doctor." Darren being Darren, he said, "Can we give it 2 weeks and see it? I can start running and hit pads." And I'm like, "No, not really. A torn ACL doesn't get better by itself. You are taking surgery and then 6 months of rehab. But before you know it, he talked me into it. As he does, I have really only got one option. Then support him, whatever his decision is." Dana White blast to the MMA media for telling UFC fighter they are underpaid.
Whenever you build something great, it's always surrounded by negativity. When you're in a business like us, the level of scumbags that are in the media, it's unexplainable. I mean, it's going on right now. You have these scumbags out there that know nothing about the business, telling all the fighters, "Oh, you're all being underpaid. You're not being paid enough money. You're not this." It goes on every day, and every media member that talks about fighter pay is a scumbag who is basically just out there trying to get attention, because they literally know nothing about the business or the pay or how any of this shit works. So it's all part of the game. It's just, that's who they are and that's what they do, and I literally could give a
Ariel Helwani responded on Dana White comments, calling MMA media douchebag for talking about fighters' pay. Take a look what he responded.
Dana will always resort to name calling. He'll always resort to insults, scumbag this, douche that, scumbag this, without ever actually backing anything up with facts. Here's the bottom line. It's not the media who's talking about this now. It's the actual fighters on ESPN. In the in-ring interview, we've come a long way from people like me having to ask about it to now they're just offering it up. Or you see the reaction to 50K bonus and all that stuff. So the media might be talking about it, but it's often now after the fact that these fighters are willingly bringing it up. And I give them a lot of props because they could get in trouble for bringing it up. So, Jared Cannonier brought that up on his own. A lot of other fighters recently have brought it up on their own. Obviously, Jake Paul's talking about it, but this time we're not at fault. Now, we may be writing about it, talking about it, but we're not the ones prying this stuff out of them.
Thank you for the listening, Fight Radio.